Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of the socket programming in Python. In the previous video, we've created a TCP server that could receive and send messages. And in this video, we will create the client one that can communicate with that server. Okay, so let's get started. First, we need to create a Python file for the client. So client.py, and as we did in a server, we need to import socket and from threading import thread. Okay, now I'm gonna create a variable and call it the server IP and assign it to the IP address of the server that we want to connect to it. So in this case, it will be the same as the IP address of this computer because I'm gonna run the server and the client in the same computer. But if you want to run the server in another computer, you have to pass the IP address of that computer here in this variable. Okay, then I'm gonna create another variable and call it the server port. And this should be same as this port number that we assign it for the server. So server is listening on this port number. Okay, now let's create the socket object for the client. So I'm gonna call it client socket.socket, and then we are gonna use the IP version 4. So socket.if_inet, and it will be the TCP connection. Now we can connect to the server by using the connect method, and we have to pass a tuple, and this tuple will be server IP address and the server port number. Now the rest of the code will be the same as the server, and therefore I'm gonna copy it from the server and paste it here in a client. We also need to change this connection to client, and here it is a client that sent the message. Okay, so now let me explain this code so it will refresh your mind. Here we are creating a thread for receiving data from a server. Otherwise, we won't be able to receive and send message at the same time. And here, when we start this thread, it will run this target function, which is this one. And because we have a while loop here, it will constantly receive data from a server and check if is there any message, and if it is, it will print it. And in the main thread for sending data, I've created a while loop, and this should be client. So this will determine who is sending the message, and then we are getting the message from the user by using this input statement, and then we are sending the message. Okay, so I think the client is now done, and all we have to do is to check if everything working correctly. For that, I'm gonna open a command prompt here. So this one will be for server, and open another one for the client. Okay, so now I'm gonna just clear the command prompt and run the server here and run the client in this one. So as you can see here in the server, we got a connection from this IP address, and here in the client, we got a message from server that says that connection was established successfully. Okay, so now I'm gonna send a message to the client. So here in the client, you see that we got a message from server that say hi, and we can answer to it hi. And here in the server, we got a message from the client. Okay guys, sounds everything worked correctly, so this means that this is the end of this video. I hope it was helpful. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you like the video and subscribe to channel. And if you had any question or if you got any problem, you can leave it in the comment section below, so I'm gonna try to answer it. So see you in another video.